It's time for an in-your-face disgrace with the Disenfranchised Podcast. We're that podcast all about the franchises of one, those films that fancy themselves full-fledged franchises before falling flat on their faces after the first film. I'm your host, nay, your new host. Well, old host, but also new host, Tucker, and I am here with, not as always, but he's been here a lot of times, past and future guest of the podcast, Evan Jimmy Wilson.
Yeah, hi.
How's it going, Jimmy?
It's going well. Happy to
You're
be
sideways right now. Look at you. You're sideways boy right now. I don't know what happened. There you go.
No.
Yeah, I think that's better.
Yeah.
Yep, now you can't watch reels. So
I don't know what you're talking
that shit
about.
turned over now. No, dude. And we are here to talk about, what movie are we here to talk about, Jimmy?
Monster House.
That's right, 2006's Monster House. This is a cool movie. We've both seen it before. I may be rushing into things a bit, but I've got a schedule to keep. So, Jimmy, let me know, what your history with this film is. You told me you had it on DVD, so you must have some sort of history with it.
I do. I know how much y'all appreciate physical media.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I actually saw Monster House when it came out in theaters. I was
Oh, word? Did you see it in 3D? The 3D was a big deal.
I don't think I did.
Oh, boo.
I think it was just the regular 2D. But so it was 2006, so I would have been in like 5th grade, maybe 6th.
Yeah.
We still lived on the east side of Indianapolis at that point.
Oh, nice.
So we saw it at Washington Square Mall, actually, in the at the time brand new theater they had.
Yeah, what's an I think it's an AMC, isn't it?
Probably.
Get somebody to check that out. Put it in the show notes.
Yeah, like what is 5th grade? Like you're like 12 years old, right? Like.
Yeah, about 11, 12-ish, yeah.
Yeah, I think that it was like probably the perfect
So you're
sort
kind
of like
yeah.
age range that I could have like fallen into for that movie coming out. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I loved it. Like it was when I started getting into like horror and sci-fi and that sort of stuff as a kid. And yeah, so I'm pretty sure they ran the intro scene with the little girl on the trike. I'm pretty sure they ran that as like a theatrical trailer at a certain point.
Nice.
And I remember seeing it and being like, okay, I need to go see this movie. And I loved it, and I still love it. So,
how many times would you say that you've seen it over the years?
I mean, like probably around 15 or 20.
Damn. All right. So you're very, very familiar.
Yeah.
Very familiar.
I told you I had it on DVD.
That's good because I forgot to tell you have to do the plot in 60 all by yourself. Because we're bringing it back on the all new, exactly, it's the same as it used to be before it went off the rails podcast.
Just the same, but brand new.
Yes.
Yep.
Taking it back and making it new by turning it old again. Yes. I saw this movie when it came out too, though I think I probably saw it on DVD. I didn't go to the theater to see it, which I'm kind of upset that I didn't because it was made for 3D, which 3D was kind of coming back in a big bad way around that time. They had the stereoscopic instead of like the red and blue, so like it looked really good. I would have liked to have seen it in 3D, but I did not, and I hadn't seen it. I remember liking it, but I hadn't seen it until I watched it yesterday, since like it came out.
Right.
I always, if I think about it, I think of it fondly, but I've just never really had the urge to watch it again. But I was kind of excited when I decided that this was going to be the subject of this episode, because I was like, I've kind of been meaning to watch that again for the last 20 years.
Right. Right.
This year is the 20th anniversary of this
Yeah,
film,
you're right. Wow.
Jimmy.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, I know. I
That's
know.
crazy.
And for some reason, this is weird because I was talking to the boys in the group chat, and for some reason, I remembered this being stop motion, and it's
No,
totally not.
it's got that it's got that like I don't know, it's like tangible, you know what I mean? Like it's a very materialistic sort of animation style. I don't know. It's like cartoon realism, you know.
Well,
Is how I was thinking.
it's motion capture. It's the same
Oh, for
as actually
real?
they used the technology that Robert Zemeckis, who is a producer of this film, you probably know him from Back to the Future. He
Hmm.
produced and directed all of those films. He produced The Frighteners. Um, he's he's kind of a big deal. But why was I talking about Robert Zemeckis?
The motion capture.
Yes, thank you. He
Yeah.
used the motion capture on Polar Express, that weird Tom Hanks
Oof.
movie where it's really
Yeah. No,
creepy.
I
And
remember.
so I'm glad that like they used that same technology, and Polar Express had come out previous to this. And I'm glad that they kind of went for a more unrealistic character models in this one because the motion capture is very effective. But I think with Polar Express, it's just too much of that uncanny valley.
They aimed for too
It just
much
ends up being,
realism, whereas this
yeah,
has that like
yeah.
cartoon quality, but
Mhm.
it all still operates like within this reality, basically,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
Like,
yep.
I mean, it's fantastic. I mean, just that explains a lot of the just fluidity and motion and
Mhm,
just how natural it feels, and even down to the way that they used facial expressions like throughout the whole
mhm,
movie. I thought was fantastic. You know, it just really it and it's I remember seeing it, and I think its initial like push um like commercially was them trying to market it more as like a kids movie.
yeah.
um I've seen it over a dozen times, and I'm like, I don't know, it just keeps growing on me.
Yeah.
I think it's fantastic. Like I was talking to my friend, and um I was like, it's honestly like it's a masterpiece for what they like set out to do. Um
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. I think
Yeah.
it's a
I
fantastic
think
movie.
I think it works really well, and I also think that it's a good middle of the road kind of like, I don't know what I wanna watch.
Mhm.
Well, there's always Monster House,
Right.
because it's easy, it's a quick 90 minutes. It
Oh
gets
yeah.
in and gets out, and it's a lot of fun along the way. You got a great cast, which we'll talk about a little bit later, and a lot of the people behind the scenes just very prolific in their individual fields. Um, but in order to get to that, in order to talk about the cast and all the other fun things, we have to do a segment that we haven't done on this podcast in quite a long time, which, if I may, reveal a little bit of behind the scenes here. Um, the plot in 60 seconds was a segment on this podcast originally from the beginning, until I don't know when, but I enjoyed that segment so much because Jimmy, that I started out as a fan.
No, I remember.
Somehow I'm hosting this thing now, and I just
Yeah.
started out as a guy listening to this
From
podcast.
janitor to CEO, buddy.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
in just a few short years.
Yeah. You're living the American dream at the Disenfranchised Pod.
Yes, but so the plot in 60 was always one of my favorite segments, and so they would always, in the early episodes, they would always allude to a coin of justice, which would be the coin they would flip to see who would do the plot in 60. Well, I actually got us a coin of justice. Um, it's from some European country, I don't remember, but it's Lady Justice, and it literally says justice on it, and it is a big ol' heavy silver coin. I think Steven has it, but
Hmm.
yeah, it was. I got that, and I also bought myself a little egg timer as the official Plot in 60 egg timer. I haven't used that in over a year. Today,
Well,
I'm just
I
going to
remember the
use my
first time I
watch.
came on, like I did the plot in 60, and I think I've been on at least 2 times since then, and I don't. Maybe somebody else did the plot in 60 the other time, but certainly the last time I was on, there was no plot in 60 bit.
Well,
So,
the what we usually do is we have the guest do it, but they have the opportunity to opt out. That's what we used to do. But now that I'm running this bitch, there is no opportunity to opt out. You have to do the plot in 60. There's no other option.
yeah,
I
why would
won't
you
do
opt
it.
out?
I
Yeah, no.
refuse. I will stop this I will Jimmy, I will drive this car off a motherfucking cliff.
Yo, that's like signing up for
I
Hot
will turn
Ones.
around and we will go right back home.
Nah, please don't.
Okay? That's what I thought.
No, it's like being on
Okay.
Hot Ones and being like, yeah, I'll do Hot Ones, but nothing too spicy, bro. Like, okay,
Yeah,
well, sorry.
exactly. So that being said, we are going to do the plot in 60, which is a segment of the show where we just give all the exposition, the entire plot of the film in 60 seconds, or your podcast is free. And today, Jimmy, our guest Jimmy, is going to do the plot in 60 seconds. So, Jimmy, you have 60 seconds. I'm putting it on the clock right now. Beep, boop, boop, bop, beep, boop, boop, boop. And whenever you're ready, I will start your time.
I'm ready.
Go.
All right. So, our main character is at home. His parents are leaving for a vacation. It is the day before Halloween. Babysitter gets there, and he starts seeing some stuff about the house across the street. Him and his friend are hanging out, and they end up going over to the house. It spooks them. It comes alive, and they run away. They end up making an alliance with this cool girl who they don't know, and
30
they both
seconds.
have crushes on her. So now there's a bit of a split between the boys, and they're both trying to impress her. They end up getting inside the house, and the old man who used to live there is out, and then he tells them about how his wife fell and died in
10
the house,
seconds.
and now they have to destroy the house. And as the main character said, the house turned into a monster, and so I had to blow it up.
3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Perfect. You did it. You did. Everybody does it. I do it as well. You fall into that trap of trying to over-explain at the beginning.
Know.
And then once you hear 30 seconds, you're like, fuck, I've gotten through like the first 10 minutes of the movie.
Yeah. So I knew while watching this, I was like, I'm not going to say a darn thing about that intro scene. We're not going to say a darn thing about the cold intro.
No.
Oof.
No.
At least not in the 60.
No. Well, I mean, I'm sure we'll discuss it at some point.
I mean, I felt
It'll
like
come up.
I felt like I hit most of the heavy points, right? You know.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, just a plot outline. Like the introduction isn't really. It is exposition, but it's more character building.
Yeah.
For both the house and for Nevercracker.
But also, it's like really sets the stage well for the way the movie looks and feels, which I really want to get into eventually.
I do love it when movies do that. Another film that comes to mind that does that is I think it came out in 2001, written and directed by Christopher McQuarrie, who is the guy who got famous for writing The Usual Suspects, and now he directs all the Mission Impossible movies. But The Way of the Gun, the first 5 minutes of that movie has nothing to do with the rest of the movie. It just introduces you to the two main characters, and it gives you an idea of what you're getting into. It's kind of like, hey, if you're not into this, you should just turn it off.
Right.
And I do appreciate Monster House for doing that too, because it really sets the tone. And you do get a little character building in there as well, with it still not really relating to Anything else in the story except the girl gets her tricycle back at the end?
Yeah, and
No?
also great storytelling to tie that back in, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Well, if you introduce a broken tricycle in the first act, Jimmy, you gotta do something
That's
with it in the third.
that's what I always
That's
heard.
that's just screenwriting 101, man.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to talk about this cast real quick before we move on?
Yeah, man, please set the stage.
So we've got Mitchell Musso, who is he is the voice of the main character DJ, and this guy apparently he's a musician as well, because in his credits are a bunch of music videos, and he is named as the artist.
Right. Yeah,
And I thought
I
that was
remember
interesting.
I watched this in October, I think, for Halloween Horror Movie
Oh,
Madness month.
nice. Yeah.
And obviously didn't disappoint. Um, but this was one of those, like, I had revisited it after maybe 4 or 5 years of not watching it. And yeah, he's one of the few people in the cast where um, he's not really, I mean, there's a couple people who just aren't, they didn't really take off, and then the rest of the cast is insanely stacked.
Yeah. Well, this
But
kid, he's still working.
yeah, I'm just, he's not really like, well, and two is, voice acting is a different thing, whereas a lot of the
Yeah.
people who were cast were um, cast based off of, their work outside of voice acting. You know what I mean? So,
Yes,
but,
indeed.
all props because, to everybody, including, what was his name again?
I've already moved on. Let me go back here.
Michael
Mitchell
Musso.
Musso.
Musso, yeah.
Mitchell.
Yeah. Oh, I thought he did a fantastic job. I think everybody did a fantastic job.
I thought so too. Yeah. I don't think there's a bad performance in this film, and the fact that we know that it's motion captured means that, I mean, they did all the physical
Right.
actions as well. So I mean, it's not just a voice performance.
Yeah.
Really.
Fair.
To kind of
Fair.
go back on that. Now the kid who played Chowder, his name is Sam Lerner, and it looks like he's in a lot of stuff. I don't know that I've seen him. I don't know that well, he was in an episode of Workaholics. That's something that we would have seen.
Yeah, for sure.
At some point. Of course, I didn't recognize him in it. But yeah, he's still working too. Another one that's just
a lot of voice acting gigs, it looks like.
Yeah. Now, here's an interesting one. Spencer Locke, who's the gal that plays Jenny. That might sound familiar to you because she was in one of our first straight up episodes for the film Detention. She was in Detention. You remember Detention, Jimmy?
Yeah, barely.
Remember that movie? She was the gal who time traveled and switched brains with her mother. So she was back in 1992 and her mom was in present day. That's Spencer Locke, and she's the gal who played Jeannie. Of course, she was way young then because
yeah, for sure.
It was 2006, and she's
only 2 years older than me.
Yeah,
91, so she would have been like 13, 14.
Yeah, and of course, I mean, what is there to say about Steve Buscemi that hasn't already been said? I thought.
Oh my god, dude!
Specifically, his physical performance in this film,
it's insane.
Very well suited for animation. Like he knew exactly what he was doing. It was a very focused performance. And it could have been a throwaway. You don't really need to do that much in that role. All you have to do is be a little scary. But I think he kind of went above and beyond. Of course, we have the late greats Catherine O'Hara and Fred Willard as the parents. Catherine O'Hara, she just died this year.
Yep, R.I.P.
And Fred Willard died in 2020. Yep. Both veterans of a lot of the Christopher Guest mockumentary films. Catherine O'Hara was not in Spinal Tap, but of course that was directed by Rob Reiner. But I mean, the ones after that were directed by Christopher Guest, stuff like Mighty Wind, Waiting for Guffman. What's the one about the dog show? Best in Show.
Mm-hmm.
They were both definitely in those. Also, I believe they were both part of SCTV They're both Canadian, I believe.
I mean, it wouldn't
And
surprise me.
actually, so Maggie Gyllenhaal is the voice of the babysitter Z.
So good.
She is the reason that we're doing this movie this week, because she has a film that she both directed and is starring in. I'm not sure if she wrote it or not, but it's called The Bride, and it's a take on The Bride of Frankenstein.
Yeah,
And
no,
it has,
I've seen a trailer for it.
yes, it looks fantastic, and it's got Christopher Bale.
Yep.
I'm sorry, Christian Bale. Christopher
Yep.
Bale. Christian
I knew
Bale
what you meant.
as the monster, as Frankenstein. There, I said it. I called him Frankenstein. Yeah. What are you gonna do about it?
Phone's off the hook already.
Look, Dr. Frankenstein made him, dude. Like, brought him to life. So he is technically a Frankenstein. Like, that would be, I feel like that would be his last name.
Yeah, we can call him Junior.
Let's go call him Frankenstein, because I hate when people are like, actually, Frankenstein was the name of the doctor, not the monster. I'm like, fuck you. That's his boy, dude. That's his kid. That's little Frankenstein. In Hollywood, it's Little Frankenstein, but around here, it's Little Frankenstein. Okay.
I
fuck around and found the
I
square.
support you.
Thank you. Yes, but that's
yeah, this crazy hill you're dying on. I support you, dude.
Yes, I love those crazy hills. They're my favorite to die on. But yeah, that's the reason we're doing Monster House, because I wanted to tie it into something that was coming out this week. I still do need to see Scream 7, which is a higher priority for me, but I would like to see The Bride in the theater. That would be fantastic. If not, I'll catch it on streaming. I am excited to see it, though.
Yeah.
Just based on the trailer, and I've always liked Maggie Gyllenhaal. I think she's fantastic. I like her brother, too.
There's nothing like there's nothing like a good horror movie, in the middle of the year. Because, I mean, it's like a hat on a hat in October around spooky season, right? Like, but, when you're out of spooky season and a movie, like, really spooks you is, I feel like, a testament to the filmmaking itself, so.
Yep.
Yep.
Agreed. Also, we have professional skateboarder turned actor turned photographer Jason Lee as the voice of Bones, the musician, the scary, mean, bad, rude, cool dude musician.
Honestly, he does suck. He sucks.
He's the worst. Bones is the worst. And you almost think, like, the first scene he's in, you almost think he's gonna be cool. But then not.
Yeah, you'd hope. Asshole. Yeah, no, and then he like rips.
Well, he comes in and he's like, he's talking to the kid. He's kind of, being cool with him, but then he instantly turns into a fucking shithead.
It's My Name's Earl. My Name is Earl's Jason Lee.
Yes, Brody Bruce of the View Askew films. Also, Banky Edwards is another character.
That's awesome.
He plays, and he plays Azrael in Dogma. So he plays at least 3 different characters in the View Askew universe.
Interesting. Yeah.
Speaking of Dogma, just got that 4K. It looks fantastic. If you didn't know this, Jimmy, Dogma has not been released widely on physical media since it came out because of that mean old nasty man. Also, I might, I'm hesitant to say rapist, but he's a rapist. Harvey Weinstein. He's the reason we haven't had Dogma.
Right.
But we have it now, so fuck that guy. But now we have it.
Maybe the audience doesn't know that, but I certainly remember these late night talks that we've had specifically about Dogma. And
trying to find the slick little versions on YouTube that get deleted after a day just so we can watch it.
Right. Yeah, they like
we've been there.
The image or something. Yeah, no, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Oh man. Also we have Kevin James as the main police officer.
So good.
Kevin James, for me, he's sometimes I think he's really great. Other times I think, he's fine, but I really liked him in this, and I really like him in Becky. Speaking of, Becky is getting a 3rd film. They've already wrapped shooting for the 3rd Becky film. Jimmy, it's too bad Becky didn't come about until after we lived together, but Becky is now a trilogy of
Well,
films
I heard
about
just
this
here.
little gal who don't take no shit from anybody, and each film, it's a different comedic actor being scary as fuck and trying to kill this girl. And instead, she kills like all her boys and him. Like she's a badass. And Kevin James is the bad guy, the neo-Nazi bad guy in the first one, and he is terrifying. Jimmy.
I feel like you told me about this.
Kevin James is terrifying, and Sean William Scott plays the white supremacist bad guy in the second one, and he is fucking terrifying, Jimmy.
Believable.
Who knew comedians could like give good, dramatic performances? Who knew?
I mean,
If
you've
only
seen
people had thought
you've seen
maybe it's
Us.
about timing.
You've seen Jordan Peele's
Yes,
Us. Tim Heidecker kills
I look
it.
at myself in the mirror often, and I have a photo of you, Jimmy, that I glare at from time to time. So yes, I've seen Us. I have a couple photos of us together, actually.
Oh,
One in my vehicle that I gaze at often. So yes, I have viewed Us,
wow,
Jimmy.
wow.
I've looked at us a little bit.
That's really inspiring.
No,
dude.
thank you.
Yeah.
Jordan Peele's Us. Yeah, what about it?
Yeah.
Oh, was he in that? He wasn't.
Tim Heidecker. Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, he's done a few things I've seen where he's given really good dramatic performances, actually.
Well, like side pieces, apparently him and Wareheim are working on a horror movie together that's in like production right now.
I heard about that. Yeah.
But he gives a fantastic performance in Us. And we've had this talk before too, to where comedic actors kind of, they kind of have to do a little bit extra in terms of like comedy for timing and delivery and and so stepping into something like horror, I don't know, it doesn't surprise me, but it's fantastic to see, especially when you're inverting a crowd's maybe like pre-expectations on who this actor is or something like that. I mean, hasn't Tom Hanks? I know Robin Williams did a couple spooky
Tom
movies.
Hanks.
He did that. 1 hour photo or whatever.
Yes. He was also in Christopher Nolan's Insomnia, opposite Al Pacino.
I haven't seen that one.
Killer.
But
it's really good. You should check it out.
Yeah.
It's a remake of like I think a Swedish film, some sort of Eastern European film. It's the only Christopher Nolan film. It's the only film that Christopher Nolan has directed that he did not write himself. But it is really good. It's very intense. It's called Insomnia because it's Al Pacino is this detective that comes up to Alaska to help them like catch this serial killer, and he just can't do the sun out all night thing, and this man gets no sleep, and he's trying to solve this case while like barely holding on by a fucking thread. And it gets really surreal, and it's really good. Great performances all around. Hilary Swank is in it as well.
Swanking it up.
I love it. The fuck up.
I love it.
Yes. The next Karate Kid herself.
Wow. Anyway, we kind of got off. We got off topic, but I agree though. Is like Kevin James can be cast in certain roles that, I don't know if he can typically pull off. It's but this is not the exception. I think he was perfectly cast for this role as the silly dumb cop.
And
I gotta be honest, their scenes are some of the funniest in the entire movie.
Yeah. No, I agree. And I was about to say that the same can be said about Nick Cannon. Yep. Surprisingly, because outside of that one Chappelle Show sketch, outside of that in this movie, I have never thought Nick Cannon was funny or appealing in any way. Nothing against him. I'm sure he's a fantastic man. He's got like 100 kids, so he's got to be like at least charming. Oh, yeah, right? Fun to be around.
He got canceled or something, right? Or called out.
Oh, I don't know. I don't keep up on that stuff. It ruins it ruins things for me if I know what people do. It ruins it for me.
But I grew up with Nick Cannon doing a ton of Nickelodeon stuff.
Oh, wasn't he on All That for a while?
I can't remember if he was on All That, but I'm pretty sure he had his own show, and he was like their go-to guy for like specials or He did a bunch of the Slime Time stuff
Mhm.
and bumpers and all that stuff. I mean, so yeah, I mean, I knew Nick Cannon as a young lad, you know.
Yes, he certainly was. He was a Nickelodeon personality. It was
Yep,
a little after my time.
for
Of course,
sure.
we've got
Yeah,
almost 10 years between us. So that's
we spanned the like
yeah.
golden era of like Nickelodeon and all that stuff.
There's some
You're just on the
overlap
other
for sure.
end.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
yes.
Let
Also, we have
me. Yeah,
John
go ahead.
Hader. John Heater. How do you say his last name?
John Heater.
There you go. He plays Skull, the pizza delivery guy that plays the video game. Interesting thing here that I learned by reading the trivia, which I never would have put together on my own. But he is in a band with Bones. The band on the cassette tape and on Z's shirt is Skull and Bones.
I just thought that was a coincidence.
No, dude, they are in a band together. They don't interact
Wow.
until the end of the film, but yeah, that's their band.
I gotta
That's their
circle back
band.
real quick. Nick Cannon did
Sure.
have the Nick Cannon show. Like he had
Oh,
his own.
nice.
Yeah.
Before a while and out.
Yeah. Starting in 2002. But I'm on IMDb. He doesn't look like he's credited for all that. So.
Okay, I thought maybe he had been a cast member of that. I do know he was in previously covered on this podcast the film, the remake of George Romero's Day of the Dead, directed by Steve Miner,
Oh yeah, that's right.
and he played an army guy in that, and he's so unfunny in that movie
Oh
that
yeah,
it's
he's terrible.
actually funny.
Yeah.
It's funny how how hard he tries to be funny, but he's not.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember seeing Drumline, which is not a good film, and if I remember correctly, it's not a great performance by him either. But
I would
he
not know.
he does a great Chris Rock impression in this movie.
Oh,
Basically,
word. Nice.
I don't
I
know.
do
It's
like
just
Chris Rock.
I had to look it up, because I was like, I know this guy's voice, but I can't put my finger on it. Oh, Nick Cannon. All right, all right.
Yeah.
But John Heater
He's
was riding off the heels of Napoleon Dynamite at that point. Still,
yeah, that's how he got cast in this. That's what happened was the creators of this film saw him in that movie and they were like, "Hey, that's the guy."
yeah,
And
perfect.
this was a rare instance in filmmaking where the original cast list, the dream list of the director was he got everybody. He got everybody he wanted. Like there was no backup list. Everybody that's in this film is exactly who he wanted from the
It's like
beginning,
so
which
stacked.
is
It's
pretty
like
rare.
royalty, dude. It's crazy.
Well, and speaking of stacked, the voice of the house and of Nebercracker's deceased, well, sort of deceased wife is the GOAT, the sexiest voice in Hollywood. Peggy Sue got married herself, Miss Kathleen Turner.
Wow.
Mm. Mm, 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 mm. Serial mom herself, Kathleen Turner. Boy, I tell you what, there aren't many things I wouldn't do for that woman.
My goodness.
Mm, 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 mm. Just for that voice. It's so husky, but also so feminine. Mm, I love it. I love it. I've since I was a child, I have been a fan of Kathleen Turner. Because she's fantastic and a really great actor, and she's beautiful, but mostly because of that voice.
Wow.
I say,
Well, I love that for you,
goddamn.
dude. Yeah.
Mm, 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 mm. One more. There it is. Okay. So yeah, that is a pretty stacked cast. It's not a huge cast. It's a smaller ensemble, but it's got a lot of heavy hitters in there and a lot of really talented people who aren't exactly A-listers, but boy, did they get the job done. I think everybody was great in this. I do
It's
kind of wish
so
we had
good.
gotten some more. I wish we had gotten some more Catherine O'Hara and Fred Willard because I guarantee you most of their dialogue between the two of them in this movie was improvised because that is what they do best. That's what you hire them for. Specifically, if you hire them together and have them playing opposite each other as a married couple, that's why you hire them. So all of their dialogue was just rapid fire, so clever, so funny. I wish we had gotten more of them, but I mean, I understand why we didn't, because the story kind of demands that the parents get out of there right quick.
For sure, yeah.
So we can move ahead. Like, screenplay-wise, it makes sense, but also I do like them quite a bit.
You would have wanted, like, one phone call home, you know?
Just one.
Something like that, yeah.
One little extra scene.
Yeah.
One little extra scene. Speaking of little scenes at the end of the movie, which is where they kind of come back, all the scenes during the credits where you see the people who have previously gotten eaten by the house and what happened to them when they come back, they had to include. They didn't include those originally. When they sent it to the MPAA said the only way that you're going to get a PG on this is if you show at the end that the people who got eaten are still alive.
Wow. Interesting.
If they had not done that, they would have gotten a PG-13.
Wow.
I think it works though, because it's so far at the end and you're glad to see those characters, but also enough time has passed to where like you've accepted that they are gone.
Yeah.
And when they come back, you're like, oh, really? Okay, I'm into that. But it makes it, when they do go, it's still scary because you don't see them. Like, you think they're just straight up dead. You don't know where. Like, when they go into the house and like basically the mouth or the throat of the house, like that looks scary. I don't think you'd survive that fall. Is what I'm saying. So it's effective when it needs to be, and then at the end they bring up. It's almost like a play though, which is nice because like in a play, like when you go to the theater and see a live production of a play, you know, there might be characters that die and stuff, but then when it's over and we're doing bows and everything, they come back out. So like, yeah, they're okay. Everything's cool. Like you feel good about it. And I think that kind of works. I mean, I think it works. It works for this film. It works for this kind of film to where they're very carefully treading that line of being too intense for kids, but also respecting the intelligence and emotional intelligence of children to not like pussyfoot around shit.
Oh yeah.
I think that's what this film does best. Is it really does. It walks that line and it does it really, really well because it is scary and it is intense and shit goes down. But it's not ever anything that a kid 8-10 years old couldn't handle.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
It's kind of the perfect also, throwback to. Yeah, go ahead.
No, it just plays it. It plays it well for all audiences, though, to where you know it's a like cliche example, but something like Stand By Me is sure the main cast is children, but that's not necessarily the target audience, right?
Yeah.
And this movie especially, I completely agree. This the way they made this movie just like doesn't dumb it down for kids, right? Like, you know, there's no pandering, I guess is the way to put it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
But it's crazy. They got away with a lot. There's some genuinely like frightening imagery. There's beer drinking and drug stealing and drugging a house with cough medicine.
Yes, indeed.
And, you know,
well, they tried.
Cop straight up drinks it at one point. Like, you know, it's crazy. They got away with half of that stuff with a PG rating because the tone is PG-13. You know, if not, even if the ratings doesn't reflect that, you know.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah,
I completely and totally agree.
Yeah, I mean, there's like one scene in particular. It's the Nosferatu homage they did when DJ falls asleep and the shadow creeps in and the hand is coming out to reach him and stuff. It's fantastic stuff.
Yeah, I quite enjoyed that too.
Yeah,
quite enjoyed. Well, now that we've spoken about the cast at great length, whether anyone wanted us to or not, Let's maybe talk about some of the behind the scenes here. We'll start with the director Gil Keenan. Keenan. I'm gonna say Keenan, though I might be wrong. It's Kenan. I don't think this was his first film. The most recent, well, he directed a short before this, so this was his first feature-length film. He also directed the remake of Poltergeist, which I have not seen and really have no interest in, except Sam Rockwell. Like, I do want to support Sam Rockwell, so I'll probably see it eventually. There'll be a day where I'm like, man, I really want to look at Sam Rockwell for a bit. And I'll be like, well, I haven't watched that Poltergeist remake. Might as well.
It's a Sam Rockwell day.
Yeah. He also directed an episode of the Scream television series. Myself being, probably the only person who watched and enjoyed that television series. I understand.
I remember you loved that movie.
Well, I love all the movies, but there was a TV series.
Show. Yes, sorry.
There was a show on MTV, and
you loved that.
It was good, but like the thing is, you get a new Scream movie every couple years for a while, and then it goes away for a while. You get another one, it goes away for a while. You get a whole new trilogy, but I mean, there's still a couple years between that, so it makes it a little more believable than an entire 2 seasons of television, where people are just getting offed. Like, and it's the same kids, and they realized they had run into a wall in the second season, and they just rebooted it completely in the third season, which was both a blessing and a curse. Yeah. I enjoyed that season, but I did miss a lot of the characters that I really enjoyed from the original cast and continuity. He also directed a movie called A Boy Called Christmas. I don't know what the fuck that is, but I don't really have any interest in it, I don't think.
Why would they name him that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
His most recent directorial effort is a little movie that flew under the radar that I doubt anybody saw or heard of. Jimmy, tell me if you've heard of this. It's very obscure. It's called Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. You heard about this? You seen this, Jimmy? You heard about this?
It's one of those movies where it's a Halloween time, and I'm like, well, should I watch the whole franchise or just like 1 and 2? I never got around to it, but I'm aware of its existence. But at the same, is this the one with God, what's his name? Dude who played like Ant-Man, like
Paul Rudd.
Yeah, isn't Paul Rudd in this movie?
He's in Frozen Empire, and he's in the previous film too. He's a carryover character from the reboot or the requel, I guess you could say.
The gender swap one?
No, not the 2016 Ghostbusters.
Which I thought that was great. Oh, that was great.
It was good. Yeah, it was fine. I like Paul Feig, but we have issues. I think he does not. He's a great director. He's really good with people who like to improvise, which is awesome.
But you're saying he doesn't understand the feminine experience. I get it. Yeah.
No, as an editor, he is lacking. He's afraid to cut things.
He edits his own movies too?
I don't know.
No.
But whoever does it.
Who he hires, yeah.
He just leaves everything in. Like, you gotta cut at some point. You gotta move on at some point. And he'll leave a joke in that is funny for the first, 30 seconds, but then it just keeps fucking going. And you're like, dude, we could be doing other things.
See the Bridesmaids?
That was cool, guy? But he's Bridesmaids, yes.
Yeah.
That was my problem with that movie.
I recognize that specific complaint from you.
Yes,
and I was like, I do
like that. It's funny, but
yeah,
I get why people like it. But fuck, man, cut something out.
I know.
Any Paul Feig movie, at the very least, you could shave about 20 to 30 minutes off of it, and you would have a much better, consistently paced experience, which is a goal of most directors, is to have a good pace.
Yeah,
not
I
something
feel
that's
like I've seen
uneven. I think,
Bridesmaids, but it was a while ago, for sure. Yeah.
yeah. So weird that like his first film was an animated film, but he hasn't done any animated films since. Though, honestly, since this was motion capture, he was probably just directing those segments and then just kind of signing off on the animation that went on top of it. So probably more of the mocap and dialogue director, and then animation just kind of did their thing, and he was like, "Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. Maybe
Yep.
not
I
that,
mean,
but that
yeah,
looks
that
good."
sounds realistic for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a
Yeah.
specific sort of situation. Most animation directors they tend to be from that background, or continue to stay in it, but it makes perfect sense that he wouldn't, because he didn't. I mean, he was directing actual actors doing
Yeah.
actual things. So, the person who has the story credit on this film is Dan Harmon. Of course, we know Dan Harmon from a little show called Community,
Mm-hmm.
and another little show that just will not fucking die, unfortunately. Straight up, Richard and Mortimer, I believe it's called. Is that what they call that?
Yeah. Yeah.
So the kids are calling it. Yeah.
That's what I call it.
Um. Yeah. Who does it like, these days? Come on. Uh. Yeah. Dan Harmon. He's done a lot of stuff. Like I said, Community, Rick and Morty. He's has a lot of really cool, like, kind of outsider art shows that he's done, like kind of variety shows and animation showcases and stuff that I've always thought were really interesting. Overall, I think he's kind of a bristly fellow. He seems like someone who would be kind of hard to get along with, but I think he's a very talented person, and I like most of what he's done, at least on a base level. Like we were talking about Rick and Morty a second ago, sort of, and I did enjoy the first couple seasons of that, but
Yeah.
that shows a lot, and like after a while, I'm just like, no, it's a lot gets to be too much for me, real fucking quick when it comes to
Right.
those kind of shows. Um, I get why people still like it, but it's just I respect it, but it's not.
I'm one to where I was a, really big fan. I was watching the show's premiere like live on Adult Swim, and I fell off. It's I'll still like binge a season, when it comes up, but you know I've invested enough time, and it's good enough. But yeah, I mean, I guess this is the point where we say R.I.P. Smiling Friends. Or pulling the plug before it became too bloated, and I mean, sure, would love
Sure.
more episodes, but you know it kind of like wears thin
Jimmy,
at a certain point. You don't want to overstay your welcome. So
as Judd says in the original filmed version of Pet Cemetery, sometimes dead is better.
yep.
Is it better to burn out, Jimmy, or to fade away?
Right.
I argue most of the time burn out.
Yeah.
Do your thing,
Agreed.
get out of there on top. You don't risk ruining it.
Yep.
The Simpsons. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I had something in my throat there. I don't know what that was. Oh,
Family
yeah.
Family
Excuse
Guy.
me. Oh,
Oops.
God.
Oh gosh.
Oof. I tell you what. Speaking of Family Guy, though, side note, small tangent. And it kind of has to do with this film, because this film does have some. I think it takes a little bit of influence from The Burbs, a Jadante joint starring the aforementioned Tom Hanks
Yep.
from the Polar Express in one of my favorite comedic roles of his. Um, there is a new series, a television series based on that film. It's streaming on Peacock. It stars Keke Palmer and the dude what plays Colin, the energy vampire, and What We Do in the Shadows. And
Mm.
Paula Pell is in it. Um, it's really good, and I brought it up for a reason. Why did I bring it up, Jimmy? I was going
I'd
on a
love to
tangent,
know.
and instead, I went on a tangent about my tangent and forgot what my original tangent was. Weird. Oh, Family Guy.
Mm.
So Seth MacFarlane was one of the producers on the Burbs series.
Right.
And I just wanted to say that overall, I thought it was really good. I enjoyed it. I was kind of surprised that they made it for more of a mature audience than the original, because the original is a PG film, a very kind of like it is very similar to this film in the way that it is creepy and kind of scary, but you can watch it with the family.
They don't cross any of those specific lines, you know.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's funny and hilarious without being crude or too blue, which I like crude and blue humor, but sometimes I also appreciate when somebody can keep it relatively clean,
Yeah.
you know? Because it's really hard to do, I think. Part of being funny is being shocking, and subversive. So, like, of course, being crude and using blue humor is obviously the best way to go. So it is very difficult to
It's the
make
lazy
something
man's way
clean,
out.
but not sanitized. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So
Well,
anyway,
I think that's why
yep.
sorry, quick tangent. I
No,
think
you're
that's
good.
why like something like Nathan Fielder's like comedy is so, you
Oh
know,
yeah.
perfect and accessible, you know. I mean, he goes right up to that line and yet there's no, I don't know. There's no crudeness or, dumbing it down or whatever. So,
Yeah. Ow,
yeah.
fuck. Oh, my poor back. The other story credit on this is Rob Schraub, and based on what I saw in my research, he basically has worked on everything that Dan Harmon has worked on. So I think they're kind of maybe writing partners or frequent collaborators.
For sure.
They wrote an original screenplay to this, and it was shopped around, and it was purchased, I believe, by Sony, and it just never happened, and it never happened, and it never happened. And then Gil Keenan, the director, he got a hold of the script, and he really liked it, and he brought it. He kind of brought it in and said, "Hey, I think I want to do this,"
Hmm.
um, but he wanted to rewrite it. So that's why when you watch this movie and you see that Dan Harmon and one of his frequent collaborators have a story credit, but it doesn't feel like a Dan Harmon joint, is because they basically wrote the story, and then a lady by the name of Pamela Petler came in and wrote the script uh, with or for Gil Keenan. Now she is known for a lot of animated films. She wrote The Corpse Bride.
Cool.
She wrote Nine, which is
Cool.
another animated film that Tim Burton was
Yep.
involved in. And before that, she wrote a lot of TV. So she came in and kind of, I don't want to say that she sanitized it, but I think she did kind of make it, from what I've read, made it a little more accessible
Right.
for a bit of a wider audience. And I'd love to read that original screenplay though,
Yeah,
because
same.
I'm sure it was different. I don't know if it would be better, but it would definitely be something a little bit of a different beast. And I'd be interested to see what that beast was. Now, unfortunately, Dan Harmon was a little bit butthurt by this, and he was kind of all over social media at the time. Kind of just shitting on the movie for not being
Wow.
the movie he wrote, which is unfortunate. Like I said, he can be a prickly dude.
Oh yeah, for sure. It doesn't surprise me.
Like,
He strikes me as he's great in the field that he works in, but he strikes me as the sort of guy that you would get caught in a 2 hour, complaint session about his wife if he was too drunk at a bar type thing.
yes,
Like
yes.
he screams that guy to where he's like, can I just like get something off my chest? And it's like 2 hours later, he's like drunkenly ranting about how much he hates his life and, his kids. And I'm like, damn, it's, so.
Yes, friends, welcome to the Disenfranchised Podcast, where we wildly speculate about celebrities that we have never even tangentially met.
Well, I mean, he did get that
That's what we do here.
divorce, you know.
Oh, well, people who get divorces, Jimmy, I tell you what.
Well, they're
Can't
bad
trust them.
people, right? There's a certain
Bad people,
layer.
dude.
There's a certain
Well,
level
since
of
I've done
hell.
it twice, does that mean like they cancel each other out and I'm back to being a good dude?
Well, yeah, dude. 2 wrongs make a right.
I knew it. I fucking knew it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And you know what they say, if you get married again and divorced again, 3rd time's a charm.
I have no, like, so you know this, Jimmy. My most recent marriage was not a thing of romance. It was a platonic thing. And I not a lot of people are down for that, so I doubt I'm going to find someone else who would want to do that. And I have no interest in romantic relationships, so all that's off the table. So I'm going to say right here and now that there's a pretty good chance that I will never be married again. Of course, never say never. You never know. Like in 10 years, like 10 years ago, I had no idea I'd be sitting here doing what I'm doing now. I had no idea that I would have married a man. But I did those things, and I'm doing those things. Those things are happening, and they have happened. So who knows? I just don't... from where I'm sitting right now, in early March of 2026, I have no plans or intentions to marry anyone of either sex or of any gender for any reason.
Wow.
We'll see where we... In 10 years, even if this podcast still isn't going on, in early March in 2036, Jimmy, if man is still alive, if woman can survive, we will make an episode of this podcast specifically to see where I am. How many more people have I married?
There's
who
a
knows?
whole world of people you could
look.
Marry
It could
out
be
there.
0. It could be up to like. I mean, in 10 years, shit, I could probably marry and get rid of like 2 or 3 people in that amount of time.
You know what, man? I support
the average length of a marriage for me, Jimmy, is about 3 years. All right, it's about 3 years, so I could get a good 3 in there at least.
Yeah.
If I started working on it now, I could have 3 done in 10 years, dude.
Yeah, dude. Get to work.
That's exciting. Now I'm gonna get to work. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I'm gonna go back to that dispensary and see if that girl is there that told me my outfit looked nice.
Yeah.
Like, hey, girl, what you up to? You want to get married to an unstable single father?
You want to be number 3?
Yeah, I live with my sister. What's up? Yeah. Yeah. Come on, girl. Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's how I flirt. I don't know if you've ever witnessed that in person, but that's
it's scary. Yeah.
People are just like frightened into like, yeah, okay, well, okay, I'm wrong with you. Oh shit.
You do look good in that light.
I mean, that outfit does look great in that lighting. Oh fuck. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Kids these days, I tell you what. You can't live with them, join them.
Yeah, right.
That's the saying, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right.
We're still young.
Yeah. Yeah. We are young. Yes. Jimmy, do you have anything before we move on to Brett's video game corner, which he's not here for, so I will be taking care of that. Do you have anything else in general that you wanted to bring up about this film?
Gosh, there's so much.
Lay it on me.
I mean, firstly, we haven't talked about it, but the way that this film is, I don't know if the shot is the right word, but the cinematography, for lack of a better word, is fantastic. It's so good.
It's great, and I think that it does a really good job of knowing when to be kinetic and kind of break the laws of physics, and it knows when to just fucking chill out and do a 2-shot.
Yep.
It's very good at conveying the tone of the film, which is one of the things you're supposed to be doing with cinematography. But I think in this case, yeah, it's very well done. The camera work is, of course, all in the computer. The motion capture is not actually filmed. It's all just sensors. They wear a suit with sensors, and they have the dots on their face and the little camera in front of it that tracks the dots and everything. So you don't have a camera angle when the people are doing the motion capture. So that's all done in the animation. And the people who were in charge of the cinematography for the animation and those shots, like, I don't know what their background is, but they have a very good understanding of how to use a camera to tell a story, even if it's a virtual one.
Yeah. I mean, it's shot. It looks like actual like movie filmed with a camera. Just the way it's shot and things are framed, and there's some fantastic zooms and angles that they were using, and some of those the camera's like panning like up and around like a scene, and just um it's fantastic, dude. It was very it took everybody took their job really seriously, especially behind the
Mm-hmm.
scenes. I mean, and not only took it seriously, but I think that they like once again, like this movie kind of has like the air of being a children's movie, when like its actual presentation is not that, even down to the way it's visually, produced. It's crazy fantastically good. Especially for, and I love animation and adult animation and even animation for children, like typically. And this is like high up there in terms of
Yeah.
physical, excuse me, visual presentation. So
I think something I appreciate about it is that the kind of there are camera movements in this film that are not physically possible in the real world.
right.
And that's something that can be done now, because then they'll just do it in post and it's a fully CGI thing. But the fact that you're going from a real actor that you're filming to something completely CGI can kind of take you out of it. But this is already a CGI animated movie. So those impossible shots and impossible camera movements, they don't take you out of it like they would in something like a Marvel movie, which I, for the record, enjoy most Marvel movies. But I'm just saying there are times where, like, you can tell, oh, well, they've gone fully CG because that's not even possible with an actual camera.
Right.
But like in this, you don't even think about that because you're already sort of in a different kind of you're already accepting a different kind of visual language.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing, like this movie, aside from that which you just mentioned, and the fact that the house is alive, um,
Mhm.
this movie could be live action easily. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, some of the characters would look different than how they do in this film, but I mean, just the way it's presented is very realistic for an animated film. And, I think they
Don't
really
jinx
took
it.
their audience seriously.
Don't jinx it, Jimmy. I don't want there to be a Monster House live action remake.
Speaking of, so, was there a planned sequel or something along the way? Or, how does this land on the disenfranchised list here?
Well, for me, it was like I said initially. I wanted to do something to tie in with something that was coming out. I was very excited about The Bride. I started looking at Maggie Gyllenhaal stuff, and this popped up, and I was like, "Oh, I haven't seen this in a while, but I remember really digging it, and I want to watch it." And in my research, Jimmy, of which I
Mm-hmm.
did, I assure you, um, the last apparently the director Gil Keenan has always kind of made it known that he wants to do a spin-off or a sequel to this film. Most recently in 2026, when doing press for the aforementioned Ghostbusters Frozen Kingdom, he mentioned that he is still very much down to do anything with this movie. Make a sequel, make a spin-off, make a TV series, whatever. He just wants to get back into that world.
That's crazy.
Um,
It's even being brought up to me.
Well, and
I feel
what
like
we'll
this
find
movie
out.
kind of like flew below the radar for a lot of people.
Well, and
You
what we'll
know,
find, spoilers, what we'll find out later, Jimmy, is that this movie did okay at the box office. Did pretty all right. I mean, we'll
it
get to
doesn't
that,
surprise
but
me,
just as
but
it did okay.
in
Like,
terms of staying
and
factor in the culture, like I just don't. You know what I mean? Like it didn't really stick, even if it did well
yeah,
commercially.
yeah.
It did
Well,
for me, but
I
I'm biased, right? Like so.
yeah. Well, and I think that there are a lot of people who do remember this from their childhood, and they do enjoy it. Um, and so I think that the more time goes by, the more people are going to show it to other people and their kids or like their
Right.
family members, and a whole new generation is going to grow up appreciating this, and this is just old enough to kind of be retro.
Yeah, you're right.
So
Yeah, I
I
forget.
think it's up for a reappraisal, and I wouldn't be surprised that sometime within the next 10 years, and we'll circle back and discuss this in the year 2036. Because
The part two for this episode,
yes,
right?
part 2. This is
Yeah,
only part 1. It will
right.
be in the title, Jimmy. Let me write that down so I
We're
don't
gonna take
forget.
about a 10-year break, and then we'll come back.
Yes. Well, I mean, maybe the podcast will still be going on then, maybe it won't. I mean, it has been going on for 6 years already, and only recently did it come untethered, and I had to pull the reins and take over and bring it back, because there are fans, Jimmy. One of our episodes, our Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me episode,
Hmm.
actually has over 3,000 views on YouTube.
Let's make it 6, everybody. Go listen to it again if you already listened to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember that one being a particularly good one. It might be my hot take, because my hot take is that I don't really fucking like that movie that much.
Wow.
Like, I will say though, when I watched it for the pod, this is I'm doing the greatest hits for the people who just have only listened to the Twin Peaks episode. Um like, I was grateful to watch it outside of a series rewatch, because
Right. As just a film alone. Yeah.
outside of the context of the series, it's great, and I like it, and I have fun with it. But if I watch the first 2 seasons of Twin Peaks and then I watch that movie, I'm like, I'm not into this. This isn't Twin Peaks. What the fuck is
Right.
this? Get the fuck out of here. Like, I love you, David Lynch, but fuck right off with this shit. But like, outside of the context of the series, I did enjoy it a lot more. So yeah, go listen to our episode on Twin Peaks Firewalk with me. It's on, wherever you get your podcasts, and it's on YouTube
Yeah.
as well.
I think
Um,
the even the way the animation looks in this movie still pretty it holds up pretty well, you know.
I have to say, at a base level, I don't particularly like the the style of the animation, the character designs. I think it's kind of ugly, but like, it wins me over within like the first 10 minutes, and I don't care.
I think it works one for the movie,
Hmm.
for the sort of movie it is, right? Like you don't want people looking too cutesy and shit. It doesn't get into the weird uncanny valley territory that Polar Express
Yeah, it's
fell
just
into.
cartoony enough. Yeah.
Yep, it's that cartoon realism that I was saying. It bears all the basic physical laws of the same universe. The facial expressions are really help tether those character designs down, including the
Hmm.
house, by the way.
Yeah. Agreed. Agreed.
Um, the way that they conveyed emotion through facial expressions in a movie that came out 20 years ago, animation is phenomenal. So,
I think that
you
when
know,
you find out at the end that it's a very a large obese woman, like, it even, like, just kind of the shape of the way her character design is, just kind of, her head just kind of goes into her shoulders, because she
yep,
has, the extra stuff around there. Like, it you see it in the house. After you see her, you're like, oh shit, that's the house.
yep.
That's obviously the fucking house.
Mm-hmm.
It's brilliant. It's like I said, I'm not really too keen on the character designs at first, but I mean, it's such a good movie, it doesn't matter. And
I
there's
mean,
a lot of things
I
like that.
love the
That's
character
how
design personally. I think it's
that's
great.
that's how I was with the Nickelodeon produced 2012 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles TV series.
Right.
Like, I saw ads for that, and I was like, I don't like that at all. I don't like those
Yeah.
character designs at all. That fucking sucks. Then I watched an episode of it, and I was like, yeah, I still hate those character designs, but I no longer fucking care because this is so good. And that's
I
how
mean,
this movie
listen,
is.
if it's not visually appealing with the animation style or color palette or whatever, yeah, I don't care how good the fucking story is, dude. You know, it's not,
Yeah,
that's half of the medium. That's most of the medium, you know.
yeah,
Uh, so yeah, and in terms of story and performance, I always get a little emotional, and I did this time too when it breaks into um the old man saying he loved her and telling the whole story is it's incredibly heartfelt, so there's
yeah.
such
Well,
a
and
human touch about this movie.
I like that they kind of foreshadow a bit of that. Like, you can tell that there's something you don't know.
Well, he
Like, yeah,
even literally
that
is
guy's
like, you got to stay away from her, and then he has the heart attack or whatever, like he's about to say
yes.
her at one point too.
Yes. And like you
Oh, the
kind
pacing
of
in this movie is so good.
it is really
Ugh.
good.
Ugh.
It's one of those
It
films, and that's a Zemeckis thing. I'll tell you what, and you'll see that specifically in the Back to the Future trilogy is that Zemeckis, there's no fat on that. There's nothing. You just have a direct line from the beginning to the end. There is nothing in this film, though you could argue maybe the introductory scene, but
not
like we
even
said
though.
before, that's kind of a trailer. But there's
Bro,
nothing
you
that
gotta have
doesn't
breadsticks
matter.
and salad before you have Olive
Yes,
Garden.
there's nothing that doesn't matter in this movie. Everything,
Exactly.
every piece of dialogue, every scene, everything moves the story forward. We're not just standing around bullshitting at any point in this movie.
Mm-mm.
It's always moving forward. And that's
Yeah,
not
it's
an
very
easy
time
thing to
efficient.
do.
Yeah.
It's not an
Yeah.
easy thing to do to make something so perfectly paced.
Yeah, it's snappy without it feeling rushed.
Mhm.
And there's just enough. This movie really plays into the classic, formula or cliches and stuff, and it's not afraid of leaning into that sort of thing, but I think they just play it really well, right? Like there's at no point they're gonna like pull out the rug and try to, outsmart the audience or try to, be clever or whatever to, over the top extent. But
Yeah.
um they just do such a good, like, even, just all the tropes even are like ignorable because it all serves a purpose for the story, and the story's great, and it like floats on its own. And I, if at this point in the podcast you haven't seen this movie like yet, you got to go watch it. So, and yeah, it's
Yes,
just it's fantastic.
if you want to watch this movie, just DM Jimmy. He has the DVD. He will let you borrow it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
shipping will cost you, but yeah,
Well, you can't be out of pocket, obviously.
no, I can't fit
In
it in
this
my pocket. It's a
economy,
DVD.
Jimmy. Jeez Louise. Well, you're not
Yeah,
wearing Jinkos, that's why.
sorry,
Or cargo pants.
I retired that
I
years
I
ago.
know I know from experience that you can fit a DVD case in some cargo pants.
I don't.
Okay. That's the only reason I
I
buy
don't need
cargo
all that
pants is
space,
to
dude.
fit Blu-ray cases in them.
That's true.
Then I
That's
don't
true.
have to hold on to them while I'm walking to my friend's house to watch my Blu-ray disc or my
Right,
4K disc
as you
or my
often do.
DVD. I
Right.
do these things. These are things I do. Yes.
These are things I do on a regular basis, actually.
Yes, indeedy. Um, so yeah, I think I should like to move on to Brett's video game corner. The corner
Yeah.
is dusty. Nobody's been over here for a while. As I move into the corner, I notice that there's a bit of a fungus growing here. I'm gonna see if I can take care of that. But for now, we're just gonna sit down. here and talk about Monster House, the official movie tie-in video game. Now this was it was developed, as far as I know, and published. I'm sorry, it was developed by Artificial Mind and Movement and published by THQ. It was released in 2006 when this film came out. And generally, it seems to be. I haven't played it, but people like it. It's a third person shooter, so kind of like a Resident Evil or like what's a more recent third person game? Anything or like Fallout or
Like
Skyrim,
Red
anything
Dead?
like that where you see your character in front of you. Like that's a third person game. So this was a third person shooter, and of course you had the water guns, and you're in the house. Looks like DJ has a camera that he stuns enemies with. Jenny has a slingshot, and Chowder appropriately has water balloons. I think that's a very that's an appropriate weapon for that character, for sure. And this is the exciting part. This is why I kind of want to play it. I might see if I can get it for my GameCube.
I mean, I remember the release of that.
Oh,
I
had
never,
this? Did you play this game,
I
Jimmy?
never got it.
Son of a bitch.
But I remember the ads on TV, and I remember liking the movie to where it stuck out, but I never got it.
Well, the thing that I think interests me most about this, which may inspire me to purchase a copy for myself, is that you can find tokens around the house that let you play the game, the in-movie game that we see briefly.
Yes.
That Napoleon Dynamite is playing. Thou art dead.
It's so funny. I was watching it this time and I was thinking how, it's not often you see a game within a movie where it looks good. It usually looks really tacky or whatever.
Yeah.
This game, not so much. This game looked badass. So that is actually really cool.
Sure. So if
that's
it's
really cool.
if the game is in the game, like I will buy it just for that.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean it got decent, like average to good reviews, like, which for anyone who's familiar with video game tie-ins for films, that's not always the case.
No.
Most of the time those are just cash-ins that are quickly developed and released, and they're usually not good. Some of them are unintentionally good because of how bad they are. I'm thinking things like Jaws for the NES. Also the Friday the 13th game for the NES as well. I'm stalling because I'm trying to see how much a copy of this is.
No,
$8.
Wow.
Sold. Buying it right now, Jimmy.
What's that off? Where
$8. Complete. eBay, complete in
Sick.
box with the manual and everything. Now
Wow.
my GameCube is still in storage, so it might be a while before I get to play it, but
that's rad, dude.
Yeah,
Congrats.
we are buying this right now. $8? Fuck yeah, dude. Purchased. Yes, that's my address. Yes, I'm using my credit card. There we go. Okay. Fantastic. I'm sorry. Back to the podcast. I now own
What is your credit card number?
GameCube.
Just real quick. What is your credit
card? It's really easy. It's 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16.
Nice. Okay.
Expiration 9999.
And the CCV code?
42069.
Nice. Nice.
Plays it up.
Cool. Cool.
Do you need the zip code?
No, I know where you live.
Okay, all right. Oh,
I know where your sister lives.
Well, kids, it's time. We did it. It's time to go to the numbers, Jimmy.
Yeah, let's do it.
How you feeling about it so far? I don't know if anybody knows this but myself and Jimmy, of course some people know this because we do have repeat listeners. We have fans.
Yeah.
There are at least 7 or 8 people who listen to this podcast regularly. I'm the host now, you guys.
Yeah.
So get used to it. I hope I've done a pretty okay job. This isn't my first time. Are you watching Reels again, Jimmy?
Nah, dude.
I will beat you to death. I will drive 3 days and just straight up beat you to death, baby. Oh, you love that sound effect. That's your favorite sound effect. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I guess I host now. I guess I'm a host now. A little update, a little housekeeping before we move on to the numbers, which I kind of probably should have done this at the beginning, but fuck it. Whatever. It's my show now. So, as everyone knows who has been following the podcast for the last few years, Brett has not been around quite as much due to his work schedule and life and things like that. Though, because of new developments in his life, I'm hoping that his schedule will open up a bit and he can be on here a little bit more. But also, Steven just kind of needed a break. Like, he's got a lot of stuff going on. And as I have learned this week, it is no cakewalk to prepare for and, like, lead a show. Like, Steven makes it sound really easy. But it's not easy, guys. And I hope I did all right this time. But I'm just gonna get better.
Yep.
Like, I'm just gonna get better.
There's no
So
other
stick
option.
with it. I promise I'll make it worth your while.
Yep.
Anyway. So Monster House came out on July 21st, 2006, and it debuted at number 2 at the box office that week. That first weekend, it grossed $22.2 million U.S. American freedom dollars.
Crazy.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow. What was number 1?
Oh, we'll get to that. To that, friend. I was just gonna. So Steven gave me all of the links to all the websites he uses to, like, see the numbers and stuff, and I swear I figured this out before we started, but I can't figure out where the budget is because I want to. Steven almost never includes the budget, and I'm like, hey man, what was the? Okay, so the production budget. Oh, there you go. Thank you. If you could send that to me, I'd like to put it on the soundboard, if possible.
It's got to be downloadable.
It's growing on me, is what I'm saying.
It's so good, bro.
So the production budget of this film, all said and done, minus promotion, commercials and shit, was $75 million.
Wow.
It made essentially $22 million in its opening weekend. It ended up overall making worldwide. We had the domestic box office ended up being $73.6 million. The international box office was $67.6 million, adding up to a worldwide box office of $141.2 million.
Amazing.
Which is, I mean, it's about double the budget, which they say to break even on a film, you have to do, 1.9 times the budget because advertising and all that stuff. So it did better than break even. It didn't set the world on fire, but it certainly broke even.
It did a lot better than it could have.
That's true. The top 10 on the week of July 21st, when this film was released, is as follows. Number 1, a little movie called Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. Did
I say it right? Caribbean, yes. I go by Billy Ocean's pronunciation. That's my bar. He says Caribbean Queen, Caribbean Queen. Now we're sharing the same dreams. And my heart,
That's
come on
pretty
with the
good.
harmony. And my
Yeah.
heart's still sweet as you don't. Okay, that's fine.
I'm not gonna risk it.
Okay,
Dude.
no, that's no, I didn't expect you to. It's not like you
I'm not gonna
sing.
risk everything on
Are
that,
you a
dude.
musician? I get it. I'm a little bolder than you, but at what cost? Honestly, at what cost?
Harmonies have always
My
been
dignity,
my weakest point.
probably.
So
Yeah. Fuck you. You do great at harmonies. Get out of here, Jimmy. Go
it
home,
just takes
Jimmy.
a while to like
Go
figure
home,
it
Jimmy.
out.
You're drunk. Of course, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest, directed by that dude what just put out that time travel movie with Sam Rockwell. What's that motherfucker called? What's that? Oh, Have Fun, Don't Die. Something, Have Fun, Don't Die.
No,
Be
do
safe.
not know about this.
Really?
Yeah, no.
It's Sam Rockwell. He's time traveling back in time to save the world from AI.
Oh, I can get down with
So
that.
yeah, I want to see it. I want to see it real bad. Of course, the film we covered here, Monster House, was number 2 at the box office that week. Number 3 was M. Night Shyamalan. I can do it. M. Night Shyamalan's, kind of the film that lost a lot of people, I think, despite it starring Paul Giamatti. Lady in the Water.
Yup.
People didn't like that one that much. That's kind of where he.
It's for good reason too.
Because it sucked. I didn't see it.
Well, he
I
just
heard
like
sucked.
dicks around the audience, dude. He just dicks people around for too much, and like the writing's like really bad. Like half the time, like the story could be really good of his, like the conceptual story, like the elevator pitch, great, very cool.
No.
The actual like flesh and blood of the script, and then the actual production of it is like there's like a gas leak, bro. I swear, Paul Giamatti does his best to keep that film afloat, and it's still a stinker, bro. It has a lot of potential in the beginning, like first act too, like but once you get past that, it's a snooze fest. So,
Indeed.
What was it? The one he did like prior to this, or maybe it was right after?
The
was
Village.
Like, The Village.
The
I like that movie. That
Village.
pissed a lot of people off.
I did
liked
too.
That movie.
I liked it. I thought it was good.
I think people's issues with that movie was typically unjustified. I think people just don't like being bamboozled, and if you do it right, like it's great. It's like, how are you going to be mad at a magician for making you think, whatever. So
illusionist, Michael.
Number
4 that week was You, Me, and Dupree. Is that that's the one with Owen Wilson where the dog dies at the end, right? Spoilers. Still haven't seen it, but I know how it ends.
20 years.
Number 5 that week was Little Man, one of the last in a series of Wayans Brothers high concept comedies. It followed the likes of White Chicks, which is a very polarizing film, I've found, because you either really love that movie or you fucking hate it. There is no in between. I tend to be on the side of really loving it, but if it catches me in the wrong mood, I'm not into it.
Yep. It's like most of their movies, though.
Yeah.
No, they're great, but sometimes it could be grating.
You gotta catch me in the right time.
Yep.
Now, number 6, something I saw in theaters, is Clerks 2.
Wow.
The first return to the well of the aforementioned View Askew universe, the connected films of Kevin Smith. I'm going to count how many times I say aforementioned, because I feel like I've said that a lot. I don't feel like I say it a lot in real life or normally on the podcast, but I feel like tonight I said it like maybe every 5 minutes I was aforementioning something.
Well, you're just a distinguished gentleman, so
maybe that's what it is. You know,
we've been rubbing our beards all night.
We're beard rubbers.
On our scotch.
We're old scholars. I tell you what.
Yeah, I've got plenty of leather-bound books.
Yeah,
I know the listeners can't see it, but I am surrounded by scotch and leather-bound books and
my
scented candles.
My sister's garage converted into my bedroom. It smells of rich mahogany, Jimmy. Because we're
classy gentlemen, dude.
We're bad. We're
We're
Bad
classy
dudes,
broads.
Jimmy.
We're bad dudes indeed.
Bad fucking dudes. Anyway, number 7 this week was My Super Ex-Girlfriend, a movie I have not seen.
I've never
And
even heard
don't
of
really
that.
have any interest in. No, I have seen that. I
Is
have
that
seen that.
is that who's in
Is it
that?
Uma Thurman? Is it Uma Thurman in that? Is that a
Maybe.
Jadante? That's not a Jadante. Is it? I hate having to look stuff. That is Uma Thurman and Luke Wilson,
No.
and I have seen this movie. Oh, Ivan Reitman. That's easy to mix up there. Speaking of Wayans Brothers
I feel like
comedies,
I'd seen
and
that
there's that
on
new.
like Comedy Central on a rerun, like once maybe.
It's okay. It's not a
Yeah.
waste of time, but it's not something I would waste time on.
Yeah.
Yeah, directed by Ivan Reitman. Anna Faris is in it, who's also in the Scary Movie franchise, which was once and currently controlled by the Wayans brothers that we were just talking about. I don't want to say that they're aforementioned, but we were just discussing them. I'm going to throw that out there. Number 8 is the ill-fated Superman Returns. Unfortunately, I thought Brandon Routh was great as Superman. I don't even really give too much of a fuck about a Superman, but I thought that was a really fun movie. The director notwithstanding. Number 9, The Devil Wears Prada, which is getting a sequel soon, I've heard.
Yeah.
And I'm not particularly excited about that because I still haven't seen the original.
Oh,
I don't have anything against it. It just doesn't seem like something I'd really be into. It's something I would watch with someone who is into it.
Listen, it's a movie that you watch with your friend and you get a charcuterie board and some white wine.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
That.
It's like a rainy day movie. Like a cozy.
Can I wear my high heels though? Because part of the marketing was a red high heel with a pitchfork because the devil wears, and then it's, dude, I'm really good at walking in heels though, and I haven't in a while, so I'm kind of itching. So just say it's okay. Just say it's okay, Jimmy.
You go to the gym, have them put it on, get on a Stairmaster with your heels.
I don't need to.
End of story.
I know.
Nope. Story.
I know I can handle it. And finally, number 10 this week is the Disney Pixar classic to some, baffling to others, Cars.
Cars, yeah.
Also for you, Jimmy, since I know you're a big Adam Sandler guy, rightfully so, number 11 that week at its 5th week at the box office was Click, which I thought was okay. I liked that one.
Saw that in theaters. It was great.
I really enjoyed the Beyond joke, the joke of the Bed Bath and Beyond, and the Beyond is just fucking beyond. I thought that was great. That's great. Because that's a dad joke, but they expanded upon it to just make it kind of the thing that sets off the plot of that film.
I mean, I saw it with my dad, and I can confirm he loved that joke.
Oh, that's a dad movie for sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure your
it's
dad
one of those
knowing your father. Yes.
Oh yeah, it's also owned on DVD, and yeah, that's when Sandler was foraying into more semi-serious roles here and there. There's some scenes that are brought up in that movie that are not necessarily comedic. So
a lot of its stuff was going high concept at that time too, and for better or for worse, there are some that didn't exactly go very well. But this was one that I think that he was really able to do a lot with a high concept comedy.
Well, because he wasn't like spoofing gay people or poorly tackling the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. So a little ham-fisted there, but heart's in the right place. But
we love to love him.
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah, yes, indeed. So this has a 75% on Rotten Tomatoes out of 161 reviews. The viewer rating is 64% out of 100,000 plus ratings.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I like the 75 I
Sometimes
get,
even though my rating, wrong.
Spoiler, my rating is higher, but I get that rating. The critics critics' consensus on Rotten Tomatoes is Monster House welcomes kids and adults alike into a household full of smart, monstrous fun. And I think
Yep.
that is a decent summary of the good things about this movie.
Poignant.
Metacritic has it at 68 out of 100, generally favorable from 32 critic reviews. The user score is a 7.2 out of 194. Jimmy, normally I guess what the Letterboxd score is, but I accidentally saw it. Like, I brought it up and I tried to like click away to a different tab before it all the way came up, but I saw it.
Right.
So would you care to guess what the because this I normally guess what the Letterboxd score is because I famously hate Letterboxd. Look, I'm a Zennial. I practically invented irony, but there's a time and a place, goddammit. That's all I'm saying, Letterboxd. There's a time and a place. What would you say within a range of 3? What do you think Letterboxd as
out of 3?
a website? No, you will have like so within 3. So like when I guess, I'll be like, I think it's between a 3.0 and a 3.3.
What's the scale?
And then
though?
if it's 5,
is it out of 5? Oh, okay.
5.0, yeah.
I'd say like somewhere between a 3.2 and a 3.7.
Well, that's a few too many in the range, but thankfully, you are within the range on your starting guess, and it is a 3.4.
Okay.
Good job, Letterboxd. You accurately rated something while still being a meme-riddled hellhole.
I think it's fair. You know.
Yeah.
You know, Paul McCartney's on Letterboxd now, dude.
I mean, that's cool.
Yeah.
I think that's cool.
He put a couple good movies in there.
I mean, and everybody likes movies. Come on.
Well, yeah, it's nice when
movies are like straight up like if like pictures and like stories got together, but then like the pictures move.
Yeah, dude.
That's like if you haven't watched a movie before, that's kind of what it's like. So, like, check that out. And maybe if you haven't watched a movie before, like maybe your first movie should be Monster House. 2006's Monster House.
Paul McCartney's.
Well, that's it.
Oh.
No, it's not it because Jimmy's still talking about motherfucking Paul McCartney.
Well, the 4 movies he has on Letterboxd is The Girl Can't Help It, On the Waterfront,
Oh, I like
Get
that
Out,
okay,
and The Last Waltz.
Ooh, hey, so
bangers, dude.
Neil Diamond is in The Last Waltz, Jimmy. I don't know if you've seen The Last Waltz.
Yeah.
It is the farewell concert, the last concert of the band. You know the band. The band.
Yeah.
And so Neil Diamond was good friends with I think one of the guitar players.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, yeah, we should totally do a record together sometime. And so the dude from the band produced one of his records. And so the single off of that, Neil Diamond performs with the band during The Last Waltz.
That's sick.
Yeah, dude, you should see The Last Waltz.
Well, I have seen The Last Waltz. I'm saying I didn't know that's how he got on stage. I did not.
Yeah, dude, he was pals, man. He was real good pals with that guitar player, man.
Do you know they had to go in and airbrush by hand out Neil Young's coked out nose? Because the camera angle is up and they were doing a bunch of coke backstage, and when everything came out great, but then when they were doing the post, they were like, what's that white shit all up in Neil Young's nose? And so they had artists come in and, hand airbrush basically out the coke from his nose.
Because he's in The Last Waltz.
Film by film, yeah.
Frame by frame, you mean? But yes.
Yeah, frame by frame, yes.
Okay, yes. I thought that you had mentioned Neil Young simply because his name is also Neil.
No, but there is some sort of like
I realized the connection.
Love there.
Yes. Yeah. I would love to see them do a record together. You imagine Neil Diamond and Neil Young, like both good boys that we love,
Yeah.
but both just they do very different things. But then again, he Neil Young was very open to and did a few times collaborate with Devo in the late 70s, early 80s, and that turned out really fantastic. If you
Yep.
want a good example of that, look up their version of um Hey Hey My.
Right.
It's Neil Young and Devo, and it's the
It's
most ridiculous
fantastic.
thing I've ever
Yeah.
heard in the best possible way. Yeah, so Neil Young, Neil Diamond, that's all great. Gosh, I really
Shout
have to
out to
pee,
all the
Jimmy.
Neils.
So
Yeah.
let's wrap this motherfucker up
Yeah.
before my bladder explodes, man.
Let's not do that.
Let's start by saying good job, everybody. We did it. We got through
Yeah.
it. Here we are. We're here at the end. We're basically in the home stretch. Nothing to worry about now. Nothing could possibly go wrong.
No. Nope.
So, Jimmy, what have you been up to these days? I know you dropped an album last year,
Yep.
and I've seen some of your Instagram stories that you might be working on. You might be cooking something right now. Might be something in
Yeah.
the oven as we speak.
Yeah.
Tell us about that, Jimmy.
Well, yeah. I got a couple tracks I've been working on in the oven. Um, got a couple tunes that are going to be put out as a single, double single, soonish. I got to record some drums for it because if you know my music, everything's myself. The drums are MIDI programmed note by note. But to this next set of music onward, unless it's like an explicit drum machine thing, I'm going to be doing live drums, either myself or having some of my friends come through and drum with it.
Nice. Now,
Expanding the Grand Voodoo Band.
Are these tracks that you're putting out, Jimmy? Are these part of a new full length LP that you're gonna put out, or are these just like it's just something in between? And you're just kind of
Well, these
something you're fucking with.
well, the tracks are called "If" and "Untethered." They were written like 4 or 5 months ago. And they both have this very specific tone. They were recorded at the same time, written at the same time. So the idea is "If" and "Untethered" are going to be a part of a single. Whether or not they end up on a full length is TBD. But there's other tracks getting recorded right now too, so there's always room for things to change. So there's a lot cooking.
If you're just constantly making new stuff, who knows where it's gonna end up? That's kind of cool. I'm way into that. Into that, Jimmy. And if I could say personally, if you are a fan of this show, and you've ever heard any of Jimmy's music, and to be clear, Jimmy's name is not Jimmy. We're speaking to Evan Wilson. So if you're looking up his music, you look up Grand Voodoo Band or you try and find Evan Wilson, because his name is not Jimmy. Only I call him Jimmy. Somehow my sister gained that ability as well. But we're the only two people in the world that are allowed to call Evan. It just feels so weird to call you Evan. I think it's a me thing. Like, if I like you, I have to give you a nickname. Look, if I'm calling you by your given name, we're not as good of friends as you fucking think we are.
Shit's bad, especially if you already gave me a nickname and then you're using my Christian name, like my government name.
Yeah. Anyway, I will say, this man, my good friend Jimmy, under the moniker of Grand Voodoo Band, as he usually does, last year released one of, in an unbiased opinion, one of my favorite records of last year.
Cool.
I think Citrus Nights is pretty rad, and I'm really glad that I got to kind of be a part of the creative process there, kind of being your soundboard and stuff. And also, as you know, of course, I cleared it with you. I showed it to some other people who really liked what you were doing and stuff. And it kind of means something when I can go through that process with you, and then also I still want to listen to the record, just to listen to it every once in a while.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like one thing to be like, oh yeah, this is cool, but It's another like I think I'm gonna
to
listen to
then
this
also
now.
like it. Yeah. You also
Yeah.
have a front row seat. I mean, Tucker usually gets like the demos that then turn into the early mixes that then get turned into, you know, the mix after mix after mix. Does this sound good? Yada yada yada. I mean, he pretty much gets it from beginning to end. And then in terms of Citrus Nights, the record that came out last year, he was in the writing process, from like 2020 era for some of those songs. So, props to you too, because like you definitely had a hand in multiple of those tracks from their inception. So.
Yeah, dude.
And yeah, real quick, I know your bladder's about to explode, but if you also want to check out my other stuff, is with my songwriting partner Carmela. We make music called Lupine
Oh yeah, the
Daughter.
Lupine Daughter stuff. That's some good
Yeah,
stuff too. It's not like really straight up my alley, but I do enjoy it. I
yeah,
dig it. There's an
yeah,
audience for it, and they are gonna love it
yeah. So we
for
put
sure.
out an EP last year, and um, hopefully work on some music in the near time future. So
Oh,
yeah,
nice. That's gonna be an
yeah.
ongoing thing then, hopefully.
Hopefully, I mean, she lives
Cool.
in Alaska, so now we have to do
Oh,
the sort of cross country sending
I
tracks to each
mean,
other.
it's easier now to do that than it ever has been before. I was doing that in Germany with a girl in the United States in like 2004, Jimmy,
Oh
and let
my
me tell you,
god.
it was not as easy then,
Yeah,
but we did
yeah, that
it.
sounds like a nightmare.
Yes. Before we get to our socials, though, Jimmy, I'm ashamed to say this, but I neglected to finish out the numbers with our personal ratings
Mm,
of the film. So, real quick, before we hit the
yeah, yeah.
socials, Jimmy, out of 5 stars, what do you give 2006's Monster House, and a very brief explanation as to why?
The 3.9. Um, yeah, I mean, it's not a perfect film, but I think for what they set out to do, it's a masterpiece. So,
Yeah.
that's like my personal thing is it's higher, but I'm also taking into account my biases towards this film and saying, I think objectively it's about a 3.9.
Okay. Okay.
Personally, I'd say about a 4.2. If that makes any
Okay.
difference.
No, we usually uh, do point fives, but I do accept anything.
Well,
So
it's a
now
new show. It's a new show,
are you
baby.
going with it's a cute show. Are
No, it's
you
a new show.
you're a new show.
New show,
Oh,
new host,
oh,
baby.
oh,
New numbers.
dude, yeah, I know. Everything's different, man.
Yeah.
But it's still kind of the same, so you remember
Yeah.
where the fuck you are. Wake up.
Yeah.
We're here. Uh so are you going with your 3.9 or your 4.2, dude? You got to be a little more clear with that
Let's
shit.
do 4.2.
Okay. All right, cuz I have
If
to
it's
average this
personal.
out and I'm
Yeah.
putting oh, it's personal.
Uh,
Um for me this is a 3.5 because it's very well done. I really really like it. Um but it's probably something that I wouldn't be like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna watch Monster House." It would be
hmm
more like, "Man, I don't know what to watch." I could always watch Monster House.
hmm
You
Yeah.
know, like it's real fucking good. But it's not something that I'm probably gonna be like running home to watch. But if after I have ran home and I can't figure out what to watch, it's always a good choice. It's one of
hmm
those movies that if terrestrial or if cable television still existed, it would be on TNT every weekend and you catch a little snip of it.
Oh yeah, and I wouldn't turn it off. I'd at least like tune in for
Mm.
like 5-10 minutes.
Well, as long as I was sitting there, I'd be tuning
Yeah,
in. I might be doing
exactly.
other shit, but so with Jimmy's 4.2 and my 3.5, that gives us an average rating of 3.85 for
Woo.
2006's Monster House. Jimmy, let's let's take it home, man. Let's steer this
Yep.
ship to the end. Give us any of your social medias that you are willing to share with the Disenfranchised Podcast audience.
Yeah, so my band Grand Voodoo is at Grand Voodoo Band. Lupine Daughter is at Lupine Daughter. And my personal is at wow, it's Evan Wilson.
Yeah. All one word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't
Like
want
you
it any
do
other way.
on the internet.
Yep.
That's cool.
Yo.
That's cool. That's tight. That's rad. Everybody likes that.
Yeah,
I
dude.
also have social medias. I'm on the Instagrams and I'm on YouTube at Ice909. That's ICENINE. The number 0 and the number 9. Tuck Mug still exists, but I haven't done anything with it for a while, and I'm really, trying to focus on doing this whole podcast thing kind of sort of by myself a little bit. So who knows what will happen to it, but I definitely intend to get back to Tuck Mugs and make that once again a thing. So we will see. So that's it. We did
Yeah.
it, Jimmy.
Parked it.
That's the episode, man. So for the Disenfranchised Podcast, I have been your host, and my good friend Jimmy has been here with us, and we just want to say that if anything happens, call the police and hide in your closet.